extra, read all about it. Get your copies while they last. Stop the presses.
And now for something completely different.
Are you ready for a little truth? Are we not entertained? Wisdom is the proper use of knowledge and experience. There are no safe spaces here. The truth shall make you free. It's showtime! So you want the truth, but can you handle the truth? Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten us into. Now that's entertainment. Enlighten me a little. What you say is quite logical. And what did we learn? Prepare yourself for a little sensory overload. I came here for the truth. 7 years ago. Stand by the roll show intro. Roll show intro in 3, 2, 1, go.
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.
Hello, America, family, friends, and listeners all around this planet we call home. This is the Craig L. Hayes Show. I am Craig L. Hayes, and you're listening to me from the Northern Command Center, which is Enterprise, Utah, on May 21st, 2025. The Southern Command is Las Vegas. When I do the other interviews and stuff, that's where I go down for most of those. Almost all of them. All except a few. Anyhow, we are here today to discuss a couple topics. And one of the topics I would most definitely wanted to talk about is what is happening in our country with artificial intelligence, AI, and what it's going to take to power that AI. So I'm calling this show AI and Energy. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. We've all been listening to all the deals that have been going on that Donald Trump has been putting together with all these computer companies, with all these people all around the world trying to be the first and the lead on artificial intelligence, AI. One of two peoples in this world are going to win the AI battle for supremacy, I should say. It's either going to be us or China. Will it be good if AI is controlled by China? If it took you even 1/2 second to think and say no, I worry about you. I really do. I am extremely concerned about AI and what it's going to mean for our future. But if it's obvious we are going to have AI, we are going to have it no matter what anyone says, does, anything. No government is going to be able to stop it. No corporation is going to be able to, no one is going to be able to stop the rise of AI. Is it better that we have it here in America and we are the masters, if we won't even call ourselves that, but we are the ones that are the home of AI for the world, or China? Well, since it's definitely not China, we do not want them being in control of anything. We do not want communists being in charge of anything that's that powerful, because they will use it to destroy others, to advance themselves. Well, Craig, are you saying America won't do that because we're so good? No, I'm not saying that. I think we have just kind of that potential to do it ourselves. I don't like the idea of it being here either. But someone has got to be the lead on this thing. Someone has to be the one that's going to bring it to the forefront. We know we have a couple different types of artificial intelligence. Now we're seeing some of them out there right now. People, I guess there's about 3 of them out there that are being used, and they're pretty smart. They're pretty sharp. Let's go with a little explanation of what we're talking about, though. Let's go with artificial general intelligence, AGI. That's the next step that we're trying to reach in artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence. Artificial general intelligence, though it's going to be limited on its abilities, is probably only a few years away at the most. Okay? A few years away. Couple, 3, 4 years. That artificial intelligence system, AGI, is and will be smarter than anybody on this planet. It'll be smarter than an Einstein, an Isaac Newton. Pick a physicist. I don't care if you want to know Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't care. But it'll be smarter than any person in every field. Whoever is the smartest person in physics, smarter than them. In medicine, smarter than them. In mathematics, smarter than them. See where we're going with this? It will be smarter than anybody in every field. Does that make you nervous? It does me. It does me for sure. Then within a couple years after we have that, only a couple years, we will have artificial special intelligence, ASI. Here's the difference. The difference between AGI and ASI, we know what AGI is. It's smarter than anybody that's in any field in the world right now. Smarter than any engineer, smarter than any doctor, smarter than anybody, okay? It's smarter than them. Let's move on to artificial special intelligence. What does that mean? We have people, we can just concentrate, we have thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people who are specialists in each field out there. How many physicists do we have? I mean, we just don't have a Neil deGrasse Tyson or Michio Kaku or Brian Johnson or all these guys. We have hundreds of them, thousands of them, whatever we want to say, right? Now, how many mathematicians are out there that are basically walking computer brains? We have probably hundreds or thousands of those guys too. We have thousands of people or millions of people that do medicine. We have thousands, millions of whatever, that are lawyers, that are engineers, that are, name it. Okay. Artificial and special intelligence is smarter than all those people put together. Faster and smarter than all of them. When we get to that point, who controls who? I don't know. But we're running into it. We're going to rush into this as fast as we can and try to take over and be the lead on this thing. Here's my warning to the people that are doing this. In 1984 and before that, we saw movies about computers and artificial intelligence being smarter and taking over and destroying man. Remember Terminator, remember Matrix, remember all these movies that we've been watching all these years? that say this is bad because the computers take over and all this stuff. There are movies about this. Prophetic, maybe. So, who will control who at that point? I don't know. But hopefully we got a handle on it. Hopefully we're in control of it. Hopefully, just hopefully, that we don't let this run away from us and it ends up we being the ones being useless in this society and they have no need for us. So, we've decided we're going to take and build all these massive data centers in this country. Here's the problem with that. For artificial intelligence to fully operate and be fully running in this country, because artificial intelligence will be running your vehicles, will be running your house, will be running you can't imagine the stuff that this is going to encompass. I don't know what people are going to do. Here's the scary thing about it right now. Once these data centers are built and all this infrastructure and all this, I don't know what people are going to do. What is our job going to be if machines and robots can do all these things better, faster, than smarter than us? What is our role in the world at that point? I don't know. All I do know is once all these artificial intelligence server farms are up and running and we are tied into it, the only thing we have going for it right now is we don't have the power to power them. These server farms require so much power. Unbelievable amounts of power to run. And we don't have it. If we were to today say, all right, all of our server farms are up and installed, now we got to turn them all on, our country would go into blackout. Why? Very, very simply, why would that happen? Because the power required just to run the server farms in this country would require all of the energy that we produce today. 99% of it. Well, that'd leave us 1% to do everything else we want to in this country. So how do we power this? I'll tell you right now, the only way we're going to get to power this up and make this happen is if we build between 50 and 100 nuclear power plants. We decided it's time to stop thinking about solar and wind. Stupidest thing we've ever done. More stupid Democrat ideas, more stupidity that wasted trillions of dollars for nothing. Trillions of dollars and we get 5% of our power from it. Trillions of dollars and we get 5% of our power from it. Portugal and Spain decided to jump into it 100%. They had a 12-hour blackout because something happened with their wind and solar and shut the whole country down. Portugal and Spain were completely shut down because they are like 90% dependent on solar and wind. You jumped into it and it's a failure. And yet we still have people here saying we need to do that. Stupid. Quit listening to these idiots. Quit listening to the lies of climate change. Quit listening to where we're destroying the world if we drive our car down the street and it burns gasoline. It's bull crap. So, I say so a lot, don't I? Yeah, I do. Well, there we go. Well, no, Reagan, you're not out here. We don't have the power. Democrats over the last 4, 8, 10, 12 years have done a really good job of destroying our electrical grid. They've just shut down all of our, since Obama, they've been shutting down, what do you want to call it? coal-fired plants. The only way a nation survives is to have cheap energy, good education, freedom, liberty, and capitalism. We don't have cheap power anymore because Democrats run down this line of let's get rid of all this dangerous stuff that's going to just ruin this. We're all going to die because our temperature will go up 0.1 degrees and everything will die. Okay, that'll be another discussion for another show. This whole climate change bullcrap that we've been stuck with. But where we need to go is to understand this. We're going to have all hands on deck, everything we can imagine power being fired up in this country. If we're actually getting into this artificial intelligence, the best way that we can do this is very simple. You want to build a server farm in Texas or whatever other country? Fine. You're going to need some water because we're going to approve you building a nuclear power plant that'll power your server farm, plus it'll add power to the grid. How does that sound? You want to build a 500,000 square foot facility for AI? Cool. But right next door, you need to have a power plant that you guys buy and you build and you take care of your place, plus you can sell excess power over to the grid. Let's jump on this. Let's do this. Let's give this country more power on the grid than we can possibly use. Because that's a falsehood too. We will use every drop that we have. That's what we do. You want electric cars? We need a whole bunch more power. So tie it all together. We need more power. We need more electricity. We need more energy. We need every method on board to make this happen. It's not going to happen by itself, folks. And trusting government to come up with a way to make it happen is not the answer again. Government is the problem. We have departments within our government that hinder. The Department of Energy doesn't create any energy. They stop people from creating energy. They make it difficult to create energy. The Department of Education does not teach anybody. It just sends out mandates and words and money and says, here, do what we tell you. Do you see what's happening here? The Department of Energy and the Department of whatever. They should not exist anyway. They're not in the Constitution. But since they do exist right now, they should be working as hard as they can to facilitate the creation of more electrical generating plants, regardless of what type they are. Natural gas, diesel, coal. You know, we have the cleanest and best coal in the entire world in this country, but we're not allowed to touch it because Bill Clinton made it a natural reserve, nature's reserve. It's in Utah. The cleanest low sulfur coal is in Utah, and we're not allowed to touch it because of Bill Clinton paying off his environmental jerks in the Democratic Party. It was safe to do that because, Utah is a Republican state, so he could go and do something really disastrous for the nation and do it to Utah and slap him in the face because they don't vote for Democrats. But it damages the rest of the country. See, Democrats don't care. They don't care. Let's destroy the country, but we'll make a political point when we do it. Yeah. This is where we're heading. This is where we're going down. You want to build your server farm? You can also build your electrical plant. Well, we just want to tap into the electrical system. No. Put together a system. It's your electrical plant. You run it. You run the server farm. You sell the power, both sides. You run the, whatever. I don't understand how AI will work and people will make money at it. I just know that it's going to be one of the biggest gold mines out there because it's information, it's technology. It's going to be the biggest gold mine. So there's going to be somehow huge amounts of capital being flowing into it, and people are going to become filthy rich from it. Now we can take and spend a couple of those dollars building a plant, empowering it, and then making money selling it on the grid, all the excess. If you need X amount of millions of watts in your farm, and you can double that, you can sell the excess onto the grid. Boom, there you go. Let's get busy on this, people. Let's get busy. We need more energy. We need more power. We need more refineries in this country. We haven't built a refinery in, 15, 20 years in this country? Because Democrats and their EPA and environmental and the Sierra Club and all these jerk-offs keep stopping things. They don't care if it makes life difficult by costing more to operate your vehicles, as long as they get to make a political point. See it? Do you see this yet? Damn, it's frustrating talking to people on stuff like this. Trying to help y'all. Trying to give you some insight and some vision. That's where we're heading anyways. So, here I go again. So, well, there's more I want to say on it, but I don't really have the time to say it. I think I only got a few more minutes left on this episode, and I have like 4 minutes. We can do this. We can do this, and we can bring the cost of power down to all Americans. We can bring the world to our country wanting AI, and we can be in control of that, making sure that it's safe. For how long, I don't know, because there's always going to be bad players trying to break in and going to try to distort it and destroy it. So I don't know how long we can keep this run going. I don't know how long or how useful man will be when all this stuff does get going. The future is uncertain. What'd Yoda say? Future's hard to see. Always in motion it is. I'm not sure that was Yoda. Sounded like Fozzie Bear or something. Jeez. Folks, we got to get busy on stuff. Once again, we need to do things, and we need to understand where all things do come from. All of our abilities, talents, and strengths come from. We have to understand that we have to be following the Word of God. We need to be turning back to the Lord Jesus Christ. We need to be doing the things that we're supposed to be doing, folks. Get back to what we're supposed to be doing so we can take and have a nation that's great again. Greatness doesn't come because of money. Greatness doesn't come because of military. Greatness doesn't come because people just want to be here. Greatness comes because we are following God's laws and we are following the Constitution. That's what makes us great. The other things are benefits from doing those things. The blessings of God will flow to us if we're doing what He's wanting us to do. And what He wants us to do is follow Him and follow the Constitution. I believe that He helped write it with those smart men 240 years ago, whatever it is. Anyhow, folks, that's the show for today. So, Talbot, if you would be so kind.
This is the Craig L. Hayes Show.